Welcome, basketball fans, to an absolutely massive breaking news edition of our deep dive into Philippine basketball. If you've been following the roller coaster of rumors, the endless speculations, the late-night forum debates, and the collective anxiety of an entire basketball-crazy nation, you can finally take a deep breath, sit back, and smile. We have monumental news today, news that shifts the entire landscape of the upcoming international basketball calendar. The wait is over. The verdict is in, and the future of our national team just got a whole lot taller and a whole lot brighter. The headlines are blazing, and the message is clear. Gilas Pilipinas is on an absolute rise in the FIBA rankings, and the final puzzle piece has just fallen perfectly into place. Sotto, our towering 7'3" prodigy, the absolute cornerstone of our front court, has officially committed to play for Gilas Pilipinas in the highly anticipated third window of the FIBA qualifiers. And to make things even sweeter, the Philippine Basketball Association, the PBA, is fully on board, meaning the synergy between the Pro League and the national program is functioning at an all-time high. It is all goods in the PBA, and it is all systems go for Gilas Pilipinas. This is not just another roster update. This is a seismic event for Philippine sports. For weeks, the basketball community has been holding its collective breath. We all saw the reports. We all heard the whispers. There was talk about Sotto's management team holding him back to preserve his health for a potential NBA Summer League stint or a short-term NBA contract. There were concerns about his recovery from that anterior cruciate ligament injury, the ankle sprains, the wear and tear of the grueling Japan B-League season. The narrative was building that we might have to face the absolute titans of the region, teams like Australia and New Zealand, without our most imposing interior presence. The fear was real. The prospect of facing the physical, bruising big men of Oceania without Sotto in the paint was a daunting reality that Coach Tim Cone and the entire Samahang basketball in Pilipinas were quietly bracing for. But today, we wipe the slate clean. Today, we celebrate a monumental commitment to the flag. Sotto has looked at the schedule. He has spoken with his camp. He has evaluated his health. And he has made the definitive choice to wear Pilipinas across his chest when the stakes are at their absolute highest. To truly understand the magnitude of this breaking news, we have to look at the broader context of what Gilas Pilipinas is trying to achieve right now. We are not just trying to qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. We are trying to make a statement on the global stage. We are trying to prove that the Philippines is no longer just a passionate basketball nation, but a legitimate powerhouse that can go toe-to-toe with the world's elite. Under the masterful, calculated leadership of head coach Tim Cone, this team has been undergoing a magnificent transformation. We have moved away from the era of hasty preparations and disjointed offensive sets. We are now witnessing a team that plays with discipline, defensive tenacity, and profound understanding of international spacing and ball movement. The rise of Gilas in the FIBA rankings is not an accident. It is a direct result of a cohesive system, a dedicated pool of players, and a unified vision. And in this vision, Sotto is the ultimate anchor. When you look at the landscape of international basketball, size is not just a luxury. It is a fundamental necessity. In the past, Philippine teams have had to rely on heart hustle and the incredible shooting of our guards to overcome massive height disadvantages. We have asked undersized power forwards to battle against legitimate 7-footers. We have had to double-team the post desperately, leaving shooters wide open on the perimeter. But Sotto changes that entire mathematical equation. Standing at 7'3", with a wingspan that alters shots just by being in the vicinity, allows the entire defense to stay at home. He allows our perimeter defenders to pressure the ball handlers aggressively, knowing that if they get beat off the dribble, there's a mountain waiting at the rim to protect the basket. His commitment to this third window means that Coach Tim Cone can fully deploy his defensive masterclass against teams that are specifically designed to punish lack of size. But this news is not just about Sotto, the individual. It is about the holistic ecosystem of Philippine basketball right now. The title of our breaking news today clearly states, Goods in PBA. This is an incredibly crucial aspect of this entire development. Historically, the relationship between the national team program and the local professional league has sometimes been fraught with scheduling conflicts, player availability issues, and differing priorities. But right now, we are witnessing an unprecedented era of cooperation. The PBA has adjusted its calendar, released its top-tier talents, and provided unwavering support to the Gilas program. This means that when Kai Sotto steps onto the floor, he is joining a perfectly assembled cast of PBA superstars who are in peak condition, who have been practicing together, and who have the full blessing of their mother ball clubs. Players like Jumar Fajardo, Calvin Oftana, Chris Newsom, C.J. Perez, and Scotty Thompson are all locked in, and the PBA is making sure there are no bureaucratic hurdles standing in their way. It is a unified front. The local league, the National Federation, and our international exports like Kai Sotto are all rowing in the exact same direction. This third window is not a walk in the park. This is where the real test begins. We are talking about facing the very best. This is the moment where the Gilas Pilipinas program finds out exactly what it is made of. And having Kai Sotto commit to the specific window sends a massive psychological message to our opponents. It tells them that the Philippines is bringing its absolute best. It tells them that there will be no free layups, no easy rebounds, and no physical intimidation. Kai's presence alongside veterans like Jumar Fajardo creates a twin tower combination that is exceptionally rare in Asian basketball. It allows Gilas to play high-low action, to dominate the offensive glass, and to dictate the tempo of the game from the inside out. The excitement is absolutely palpable. You can feel the energy buzzing through social media, through the sports radio waves, and in the streets. The Filipino fans, arguably the most passionate basketball supporters on the planet, now have exactly what they asked for. They have their generational talent coming home to defend the home court and to fight for the country's ranking and pride. The drama of the past few weeks, the will he or won't he speculation, the nervous checking of injury reports, the debates about the NBA Summer League versus national duty, all of that fades away today. What remains is a crystal clear focus on the games ahead. Kai Sotto has answered the call. The PBA has paved the way. Gilas Pilipinas is rising. This is a definitive turning point of the 2025 calendar year for our national team, and the implications of this commitment will echo to the halls of Philippine basketball history for years to come. Buckle up, because the journey to the World Cup just got a massive 7'3" injection of adrenaline.
Now that we have established the sheer magnitude of Kai Sotto's commitment to the third window, it is time to take a very deep, analytical dive into exactly what this means from a tactical, historical, and programmatic standpoint. This is not just a simple roster addition. The integration of Kai Sotto into the current iteration of Gilas Pilipinas, especially with the full backing of the PBA, is a complex, multi-layered development that requires us to look at the X's and O's, the team chemistry, the coaching philosophy, and the brutal reality of our upcoming opponents. Let us start by analyzing the evolution of Kai Sotto himself and why his specific skill set is the golden ticket for Coach Tim Cohn's system. When Kai first entered the national consciousness, he was a gangly teenager with immense potential, soft hands, and a developing basketball IQ. We watched him grow through the Batong Gilas program, completely dominating the youth levels in Asia. But the transition to senior international men's basketball is notoriously difficult for young big men. The physicality, the speed of the game, and the complex defensive rotations often overwhelm players who rely solely on their height. However, Kai's journey overseas, his time with the Ignite program, his stint in the Australian NL with the Adelaide 36 Airs, and his current tenure in the fiercely competitive Japan B-League has forged him into a vastly different player. He has added muscle to his frame, his lower body strength has improved significantly, and his understanding of pick-and-roll defense has matured. When we talk about Gilas Pilipinas rising in FIBA, we have to look at how Tim Cohn wants to play the game. Coach Cohn is a master of the triangle offense, but in the international game, he has adapted his philosophy to prioritize fluid motion, intelligent spacing, and relentless defensive pressure. In this system, the center is not just a stationary post player. The center is a decision maker. This is where Kai Sotto's true value shines. Kai is arguably one of the best passing big men the Philippines has ever produced. When he receives the ball at the high post or the elbows, he is not a black hole. He possesses the vision to find cutters, the timing to execute high-low passes to June Fajardo or AJ Edu, and the shooting touch to force opposing big men to step out of the paint. If the defense sags off him, Kai has proven he can knock down the mid-range jumper and even extend his range to the three-point line. This floor spacing ability is critical. It opens up driving lanes for dynamic guards like CJ Perez and Chris Newsom, and it provides driving and kicking opportunities for naturalized star Justin Brownlee. Furthermore, let us dissect the defensive impact of this commitment. In previous international windows, when Gilas faced teams from Oceania or European powerhouses, our primary weakness was interior defense and defensive rebounding. Opposing teams would run simple high pick and rolls, force our smaller guards to switch onto massive rolling big men, and then systematically punish us in the paint. Rebounding was a chronic issue. Giving up second and third chance points was the agonizing reality of being an undersized nation. Kai Sotto single-handedly addresses these chronic vulnerabilities. His sheer size alters the geometry of the court. Opposing guards driving to the basket suddenly have to adjust their release point, leading to lower percentage shots. Even if Kai does not block the shot, the intimidation factor forces hesitation. On the glass, his massive rebounding radius means that Gilas can secure defensive stops and immediately push the pace in transition. Fast break points are the lifeblood of Philippine basketball, and a secured defensive rebound by Kai Sotto is the ignition switch for our transition offense. Now, we must transition to the second major component of our breaking news title, goods in PBA. I cannot overstate how important this is for the long-term sustainability of the Gilas program. For decades, the structural conflict between the Philippine Basketball Association calendar and the FIBA windows has been a massive headache for the National Federation. We have seen tournaments where our head coach was forced to field a fragmented team, blending a few available pros with amateur standouts, resulting in a lack of chemistry and cohesion. The fact that the PBA is fully accommodating the national team right now is a testament to the leadership within the league and the SBP. It shows a unified understanding that the success of Gilas Pilipinas on the world stage elevates the entire sport of basketball in the country. Because it is goods in the PBA, Coach Tim Cohn has the luxury of fielding a deeply experienced, battle-tested core. Consider the presence of June Fajardo, the multi-time PBA MVP. Having Fajardo and Sotto on the same roster gives Gilas an unbelievable frontcourt rotation. Fajardo can punish teams on the low block with his elite footwork and strength, absorbing the physical punishment and drawing fouls. When Fajardo rests, or if Coach Cohn decides to play a massive lineup, Kai Sotto steps in with his length and versatility. We also have to acknowledge the critical role of the PBA wing players. Players like Calvin Oftana, who has developed into a lethal spot-up shooter, benefit immensely from the gravity that Kai Sotto commands inside. Defenses will inevitably collapse on Sotto's rolls to the basket, leaving shooters like Oftana wide open in the corners. The synergy is perfect. The PBA is providing the elite role players and the veteran stability, while our international exports like Kai provide the distinct physical advantages needed at the highest level of FIBA competition. Let us critically examine the opponents waiting for us in this third window. This is where the commitment of Kai Sotto transforms from a feel-good story into a vital strategic asset. The teams we are facing, specifically powerhouses like New Zealand and Australia, play a brand of basketball that is bruising, efficient, and fundamentally sound. Let's look at the New Zealand Tall Blacks. They are a team that thrives on ball movement, relentless off-ball screens, and highly physical boxing out. They are disciplined, and they have size at almost every position. In our previous encounters, their big men have tried to bully us in the paint. With Kai Sotto anchoring the middle, that bullying tactic is immediately neutralized. Kai has the length to contest their outside shooting bigs and the sheer height to challenge their post touches. It forces New Zealand to rely more on perimeter isolation, which plays right into the hands of our elite perimeter defenders like Dwight Ramos and Chris Newsom. And then there is the looming shadow of Australia. The Australian Boomers, even when fielding a team of regional professionals rather than their NBA superstars, are a terrifying force. They execute their offensive sets with surgical precision. They are incredibly physical on defense, and they rebound as a collective unit. Facing Australia without a true rim protector is a recipe for disaster. But with Kai Sotto committed, Gilas has a fighting chance to control the paint. The matchup between Kai and the Australian bigs will be a fascinating chess match. Can Kai's finesse, passing, and length overcome their brute strength and tactical execution? Having Kai available means Coach Cohn does not have to resort to gimmick defenses or extreme double-teaming just to survive inside. Gilas can play straight-up, honest defense, trusting their 7'3" anchor to clean up the mistakes. Beyond the specific matchups, we must talk about the mental and psychological edge that this announcement brings to the Gilas Pilipinas locker room. Basketball is a game of confidence. When the players on the court know that they have a towering presence behind them, it emboldens everyone. The guards press a little harder on defense. The wings dive a little faster for loose balls. There is a collective swagger that emerges when a team is at full strength. Justin Brownlee, our beloved naturalized player who has carried this team on his shoulders time and time again, must be the happiest man in the training camp right now. Brownlee is an absolute warrior, but at his size, asking him to constantly defend bigger players and carry the entire offensive load is exhausting. Kai Sotto's presence alleviates a massive amount of pressure off Brownlee. It allows Brownlee to operate in his natural positions, finding seams in the defense, attacking off the dribble, and playing the role of the ultimate closer rather than the beast of burden. Furthermore, we must address the incredible maturity Kai Sotto has shown in making this commitment. The noise surrounding his career has been deafening. The pressure from fans who want him in the NBA immediately is intense. The management considerations regarding his health and professional contracts are complex. The fact that he cut through all of that noise, prioritized the national flag, and committed to this crucial FIBA window speaks volumes about his character and his dedication to his country. He understands that Gilas Pilipinas is on the verge of something truly special. The ranking is rising, the system is working, and the country is united behind them. He clearly wants to be the driving force of this golden era of Philippine basketball. Let's also look at the strategic depth this provides for the future. The FIBA qualifiers are a grueling marathon, not a sprint. By securing Kai's commitment now, it solidifies the core group that will carry the Philippines into the World Cup and potentially the Olympic qualifying tournaments down the line. It allows the younger players in the pool, players like Quinton Milor-Brown or AJ Edu, to learn directly from playing alongside or behind Kai. The institutional knowledge of how to operate a team with legitimate size is being built right now in the Gilas training camp. Every practice, every film session, and every exhibition game with Kai Sotto integrated into the Tim Cohn system is laying the foundation for long-term, sustainable success on the international stage. The phrase Gilas rise in FIBA from our news title is not just a catchy slogan, it is a statistical reality. Our recent performances, our ability to win tough games, and our dramatically improved point differentials have caught the attention of the global basketball community. We are no longer viewed as just an entertaining, run-and-gun underdog. We are being scouted as a legitimate tactical threat. Opposing coaches are spending hours figuring out how to deal with Tim Cohn's defense and Justin Brownlee's heroics. Now they have to rip up those scouting reports and figure out how to solve the Kai Sotto puzzle. How do you attack the rim when he is lurking? How do you defend the pick and roll when he can pop or dive with equal lethal efficiency? This commitment forces our opponents into highly uncomfortable tactical adjustments, giving Gilas a crucial upper hand before the ball is even tipped. As we look toward the actual game days in this third window, the atmosphere inside the arena, whether at home or on the road, is going to be electric. The Filipino diaspora ensures that Gilas Pilipinas always has a crowd, but knowing that the prodigal son has returned to anchor the team will elevate that support to a fever pitch. The energy of the crowd translates directly onto the court. When Kai gets a massive block or throws down a lob pass from Scottie Thompson, the momentum shifts will be monumental. Basketball is a game of runs, and possessing a player who can generate instant highlight reel momentum plays is an invaluable asset in tight international fixtures. In synthesizing this deep dive, the narrative is overwhelmingly positive, yet grounded in the reality of the hard work that lies ahead. Kai Sotto's commitment does not guarantee automatic victories. Australia and New Zealand will not simply roll over because we have a tall player. The games will be brutal, physical, and mentally exhausting. But what this news guarantees is that Gilas Pilipinas will step onto the court fully armed, fully prepared, and without any lingering what-ifs. We have our system, we have our PBA veterans, we have our legendary coach, and now we have our generational giant in the middle. The puzzle is complete. The preparation phase is over. The execution phase is about to begin, and the entire basketball world is about to see exactly what this unified, towering version of Gilas Pilipinas is capable of achieving. As we begin to wrap up this extensive, deep-dive analysis of today's incredibly massive breaking news, it is important to take a moment and reflect on the journey that has led us to this exact point in Philippine basketball history. The title we discussed today, Gilas' Rise in FIBA, Kai Sotto has committed to Gilas Philippines in the third window, goods in PBA, is not just a string of positive updates. It is the culmination of years of heartbreak, rebuilding, strategic planning, and unwavering faith from millions of basketball-loving Filipinos. We have endured the painful losses on the international stage. We have agonized over scheduling conflicts and player availability. We have watched our young talents struggle to find their footing against global giants. But today, the narrative has undeniably shifted. The stars have aligned for the national team in a way we have not seen in a very long time. Let us summarize the absolute significance of what we are witnessing. Kai Sotto, the 7'3" beacon of hope for our frontcourt, has officially silenced the doubts and firmly committed to joining Gilas Pilipinas for the critical third window of the FIBA qualifiers. This is a game-changing decision that instantly elevates our defensive ceiling, solves our chronic rebounding issues, and adds a completely new dimension of high IQ passing and floor spacing to our offense. He is stepping into a system meticulously crafted by Coach Tim Cone, a system that prioritizes intelligence, motion, and defensive grit, a system custom-built to maximize a player of Kai's unique stature and skill set. Furthermore, we must celebrate the unsung heroes of this development, the Philippine Basketball Association and its leadership. By ensuring that it is goods in the PBA, the league has proven its ultimate dedication to the national cause. The seamless integration of PBA superstars with our international talents like Kai Sotto creates a harmonious, deeply talented roster. There are no excuses left regarding preparation or chemistry. The local league has cleared the runway, and it is now up to the players and the coaching staff to take flight. Looking ahead to the third window, the challenge is immense. We are going up against the heavyweights of our region, teams that have historically dominated us with their physicality and execution. But the Gilas Pilipinas team that will take the floor this time is fundamentally different. It is a team armed with undeniable size, fortified by veteran PBA leadership, sparked by the magic of Justin Brownlee, and anchored by a generational talent who has chosen to answer his country's call. The psychological impact of Kai Sotto's commitment cannot be measured in statistics alone. It is the injection of pure confidence that this program needed to truly believe it belongs among the world's elite. To the fans, the ones who wake up at ungodly hours to watch international streams, the ones who passionately debate roster choices on every social media platform, your loyalty is being rewarded. This is the team you have been waiting for. This is the unified front you have been dreaming of. As we approach these highly anticipated games, the energy in the country is going to be absolutely spectacular. Let us rally behind Coach Tim Cone, let us support our PBA warriors, and let us give a massive, resounding welcome back to Kai Sotto as he dons the blue and white jersey once again.